Tonight on Game Night, the Pacific is at stake. San Diego leads at 7-2, but the Bobcats are just 2 games back at 5-4. Can Fresno punch above their weight, or will San Diego reassert their dominance of California? In the Midwest, St. Louis has lost 2 straight, but comes back home to the Dome, where they stand proudly undefeated. Does Portland have what it takes to take their mark on the road? And the Salt Lake Hornets avoided the trap game loss last week, exploding for 45 points. No trap game today. The Phoenix Skyhawks are in town, looking for further separation at the top of the Southwest. We'll watch it all tonight in the Virtual Zone. Week 11 continues right here on VFN. Sit back and enjoy 3 times the glory of football as 90 minutes of UFL action starts almost right now, as San Diego's the first to boot it away, and we are underway. We are excited about tonight because we've got all 6 teams in action above 500. St. Louis, the lone team out east, but a lot of interesting notes out west here tonight, as King Manderson starts with a carry for Phoenix for a first down. Fresno has a throw for a first down. Larry Randolph is the quarterback in Fresno. Cardiac Squid and Brooke O'Neal are the star players of the offense and defense, respectively, for Fresno. We'll see Payne Price, one of, if not the league's top backs, later on in San Diego. But this is a Cardiac Squid versus Payne Price game, it feels like, in California. For Portland, as the Huskies have a first down with Emmanuel Blackman starting 2 for 2. The Huskies unquestionably led by Emmanuel Blackman. Portland has been playing some good football as of late. They are up to 5-4, winners of 3 of their last 4 games, and they're only lost to the Fresno Bobcats a couple of weeks back. Blackman starts 3 for 3, as Portland and Fresno are nearing the 50. Fresno is going to have a first down there on Larry Randolph's 3rd consecutive completion. There's a false start in Phoenix, 2nd and 10 for the Skyhawks. They are wearing their white tops and blue bottoms with the orange helmets. Salt Lake in the black and yellow today. Teray Wright up the gut for Portland has a first down for the Huskies to the St. Louis 40-yard line. The Rivermen rocking their all blues. San Diego's got their light blue pants on with their white tops on the road, just up the road in Fresno, California. Joe Tillo has a completion over the middle for Phoenix into Salt Lake territory. We've got Robert Henson, Nathan Hall, Juan Mississippi, Ernest McCray, Evan Wood, Think Outside the Box, Alex West, and many more in the chat. Watching all these games as Larry Randolph is going to be sacked. That is Alexander Ross with the takedown for San Diego. 3rd and long coming up for Fresno. Phoenix is near a first down. They're actually going to mark him just shy. 2nd down and inches coming up for the Skyhawks. Phoenix has a first down up to about the 30. Teray Wright is down to the St. Louis 32. Let's go to Salt Lake, where Phoenix on their opening possession are in scoring position. They are 1 yard closest to the end zone, as now Fresno gets inside the 40-yard line. All 3 teams on their opening possession driving pretty solidly, although Tillo's pass there is ruled incomplete. Sanders with a run for Portland. Hopkins on the stop. St. Louis, the only team today coming off of a loss, and the Rivermen this week focused on getting Junior McCray some more touches. He struggled last week. He's top 10 he's obviously number 1 in the league in touchdowns. He's top 10 in yards per carry and yards per game, but just not getting as many touches as St. Louis would like out of this run-first offense. As Blackman has started 4 for 4. Tillo over the middle of the field. That is complete. St. Louis also worked on their linebackers. That's Edwards on the tackle. One of the players in question, Emmanuel Edwards, as St. Louis hopes to get a little bit more out of their linebacking core tonight, and of course Maple Mack on the line at defensive tackle. It's been a little quiet over the last couple of weeks. St. Louis hopes to improve that tonight, as on 3rd down and 4, Phoenix's pass is incomplete, and we might have our first points of the night. Fresno is down to the San Diego 25-yard line, as Squid loses a yard. He's got 17 yards on his first 4 carries for the Bobcats. That is a very interesting matchup to watch. Payne Price, number 1 in the league in yards per game. Cardiac Squid, number 3 in the league in yards per game. 42-yard field goal for Phoenix on their opening drive is good, and the Phoenix Skyhawks are your first team on the board tonight. Larry Randolph has Fresno into the red zone, down to the San Diego 18. Portland is into the red zone at the St. Louis 14. This opening drive for the Huskies now longer than 5 minutes off the clock, and Fresno's had it quite a while as well, keeping Payne Price and that ball control offense for the Wildcats off the field. See Dynamite McCray coming up to tackle Davian Fort. Fort has been a topic of conversation on social media. He's had a couple of highlights get a lot of clicks here recently, as the field goal for Fresno is up and good. The Bobcats end up settling for 3 on their opening drive, that one from 35 yards out. Payne Price also had a highlight, over 3,500 views on our Instagram page. If you're not following us, Teray Wright around the corner gets down to the 6-yard line for Portland. So Portland has now taken 6 minutes off the clock. Dynamite McCray's already up to 3 tackles. 3rd down and 1. Big play for Salt Lake. That was right off the jump. DJ Barker all the way down and into the red zone, the 15-yard line for Salt Lake. What a bomb from Jay Carter. Caught us off guard as we were focusing on other red zone trips, but then Carter takes a sack. Dropped in the backfield by Nick Fritchie, who was signed just a few weeks ago. Fritchie coming in. I think Mia Pangori, unfortunately for her, missed on the blocking assignment. It's 1st and goal for Portland at the 2-yard line. Over 7 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Play fake. Blackman is going to be sacked. A loss of 13 yards. Payne Price dropped in the backfield as Fresno swarms. They pitch it out to Chris Allure. That loses 5 more yards for Salt Lake. So after that bomb to DJ Barker, the Hornets going backwards. 3.5-point favorites over Phoenix. St. Louis a 2.5-point favorite against Portland, and Fresno a 4.5-point dog against the Cats. Bobcats and Wildcats going in Cali. 2nd and goal for Blackman. Dumps it underneath to try to get back some yards they lost. Blackman is 7 for 7 on the opening drive. Holdorf has a 1st down. Barker's going long on 3rd and 24. And that pass is incomplete. So Jay Carter throws a 56-yard completion to DJ Barker, and Salt Lake goes 14 yards backwards after that. They're going to have to kick a field goal. Blackman on 3rd down and goal. He's got to take the check down. And St. Louis's defense bows up in the red zone. A drive of over 8 minutes long for Portland. A 46-yard field goal for Salt Lake is good. And it's 3-3 in Utah. Phoenix is 6-3, but in their last 2 losses, a very bizarre trend. They lost to Austin 17-10, and they lost to Los Angeles 15-10. It's 3-3 so far. 25-yard field goal for Portland is good. So we've had 4 different field goals on the opening drives of these respective teams. St. Louis has not gotten the ball yet, and San Diego has the football right now on their opening drive. Payne Price breaks 2 tackles and gets to the Fresno 45-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 3 for San Diego. That is where we'll go with our audio right now, because we've got 2 other kickoffs going on at the bottom of the screen. 3rd down and 3. Price takes the handoff, his 3rd carry for 9 yards, and San Diego's got a 1st down. Could we have 6 field goals on 6 opening drives? That would be truly wild. Phoenix on their 2nd possession, the first team to get a 2nd possession today. Manderson with a 7-yard pickup following his 12-yard gain. This is Junior McCray on his 1st carry of St. Louis's first play. That loses a yard. Holdorf is sacked and lost the ball. Picked up by Price in the backfield, broke a tackle, and Price will end up losing 9 yards on the play, but still a heck of an effort after Holdorf got whacked in the backfield. Second down and 11 for St. Louis following the -1 yard run from Junior McCray. And again, McCray is swallowed up in the backfield, no gain. Mateus Sansbino with the catch. Tillo's off to a 6 for 9 start, 1st down for Phoenix. They're rolling on their 2nd possession. Handoff on 2nd and long for San Diego. That's not going anywhere. That's their change of pace back, McNeil. And they lost more yards. 3rd down and 21. 3rd down and 11 for St. Louis. Karen Koizumi will fire against some pressure. It is caught over the middle for 27 yards. Homer J with the catch for the Rivermen. And St. Louis keeps the drive alive. Now will San Diego be able to do the same? Another catch for Sansbino, 1st down, Phoenix. 3rd and very long for San Diego. Not ideal for this Wildcat offense against some late pressure. Holdorf just gets rid of it. That pass into the end zone is knocked away into double coverage, and Fresno is the first team with a full stop today. Handoff to Junior McCray, and there has been no running room for St. Louis so far. Jay Carter is here with us live and in person. His Hornets have the best record in the UFL at 8-1, but it has not been easy. Salt Lake narrowly beating Denver, the league's worst record last week, 45-37. They beat Albuquerque before that, 27-20. They beat Wichita before that, 37-31. 3 straight one-score wins as McCray gets another carry. McCray certainly more involved in the offense early, setting up a St. Louis 3rd down and 1 as we approach the end of the 1st quarter in that game. This is just St. Louis's 1st possession. That's where we're going right now. 3rd down and 1 for the blue and red. They quickly flip it outside. The block was missed. Howes loses a yard. Now it's 4th and 2 for St. Louis. And let's see what the Rivermen decide to do there. They had a blocker out in front. That was Bobby Green, but he didn't block anybody. Phoenix has to punt on their 2nd possession, and that is shanked off the side of the foot. And Salt Lake almost had a punt return there. Bobbled snap in St. Louis. That punt is almost blocked as the Rivermen elect to punt it away. But it's actually a pretty good kick all the way down to the 4-yard line to end the 1st quarter. So Portland and St. Louis with just 1 possession each in the 1st quarter. On 3rd down and 3, it looks like Fresno's going to get the 1st down. No, they mark him short. 4th and inches, San Diego gets a stop. Let's go to Utah, where Salt Lake's got the football back, but Jay Carter throws an incompletion. All right, how about Portland inside their own 5-yard line? Teray Wright on the carry, not much there. St. Louis's run defense has been leaky as of late, the topic of conversation. St. Louis giving up 155. Check that. They get 155 yards per game on the ground. They are giving up 113 on the ground, but it has been Looking up at, oh, that's a punt return there for San Diego. I thought we may have missed another big throw down the field. St. Louis in the middle of the pack at giving up yards per run, but it's been worse over the last couple of weeks. Fortunately for them, Portland is just 28th in run defense, as Emmanuel Blackman will fire it to the near side. I should say Portland is 28th in rushing offense. I'm all kinds of backwards. Sure. Scores from our first night of Week 11, if you missed them. El Paso with a big win over Austin in division, 24-7. End of the first quarter in Fresno. Charlotte uses 2 block punts to top Cleveland 23-20. Wichita holds on to beat Salt Lake 34-31. Harper Dew with a pick 6 in that one. Portland is punting the football away. And Holdorf off a play fake, nearly threw an interception. That pass way off the mark. And we still have no touchdowns here on game night. A lot of the top teams in the league in action right now, particularly in the Western Conference. Both teams are every team is holding their own so far, as Holdorf escapes on 3rd and 7, but he's going to end up 2 yards shy of the first down. Here's another run for Junior McCray, lost the ball, picked up by Portland. We got to take another look at this, but McCray with a fumble. Continuing the woes for St. Louis. Is this legit? Wow, that popped right into the hands. The ball never even hit the ground. But I think McCray's elbow was down. So we could be looking at a review in Missouri. See Teray Wright early on, 8 carries, 39 yards, watching that St. Louis run defense. Let's go to Salt Lake. 3rd down and 8 for Salt Lake in a 3-3 tie. Deep shot down the field, caught by Noah Neely. First down for the Hornets down to the Phoenix 25-yard line. Neely picks up 29, and Jay Carter has been all about the deep ball so far. Second down and 3 coming up for Fresno. Handoff to Cardiac Squid. He's got a first down. 30 yards on his first 7 carries. Bobby Green shifting on 2nd down and 4. St. Louis does get the football back. Karen Kazumi breaks a sack and almost delivered a completion. Just her 2nd throw of the day on St. Louis's 2nd possession. Larry Randolph on a play action goes down. Alexander Ross's 2nd sack. 2nd down and 22 for Fresno. Koizumi over the middle. That pass is hauled in by Junior McCray. Trying to get McCray involved more in the passing game. That's his first catch, and that's the end of the first quarter in Salt Lake. The Hornets have the ball on the Phoenix 24-yard line. 3-3. Salt Lake, leaders of the Canyon Division. Phoenix, leaders of the Southwest Division. As that ball from Jay Carter on 3rd and 9 falls to the grass, incomplete. Junior McCray off to the races to the Portland 25-yard line. 6 carries for 30 yards in the first half. 35 all-purpose yards for McCray. But a nice little counter, and that opened up big time. So Salt Lake has an opportunity from 41 yards out to go up 6-3. Still no touchdowns in the first half of game night. This 41-yarder nearly blocked, and the kick is up and good. Koizumi takes off and runs for 8 yards. (41-6) off the board. If you had 7 on your card and you thought that was a sure thing, it might not be. Koizumi is going to be sacked. 3rd and long coming up. Sanders makes the play in the backfield for Portland. The unclaimed defensive end Colby Sanders will make it 3rd down and 9 for the Rivermen. San Diego and St. Louis, the last opportunities to get a 7 on the board here in game night. Hornets up 3. First and 10 for Zach Holdorf and the Wildcats. He's going to take off and run. Holdorf picks up 7. He's got 32 yards on his first 3 carries. He has been a threat. Koizumi on 3rd down and 9 is going to take off and run it herself. First down to the 14-yard line. 19 yards for Karen here in the first half. The St. Louis rushing attack looking dangerous as ever. Speaking of, Payne Price of San Diego looking as dangerous as ever. 21 yards on his first 5 carries. First down for the Wildcats.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Let's go to St. Louis, where the Rivermen are threatening. They're the only team across the 50-yard line right now, and they are into the red zone at the Portland 14. Handoff to the change of pace back. That is Clements, 8-yard pickup down to the Portland 5. Little end around from San Diego. Got 3. Joe Tillo on 2nd down and 3 for Phoenix. Goes down. Taken down by James Neely, who has been hot over the last few weeks. Handoff to Junior McCray, who leads the UFL in rushing touchdowns with 11, 4 more than any other player. And the Wildcats go end around again, and it's almost a first down. That is Jefferson with the handoff, picking up 7. 3rd down and 1. Koizumi's going to throw back of the end zone. The pass is caught. Touchdowns, St. Louis. Our first touchdown here on game night. Third and 1. Payne Price has a first down for San Diego. St. Louis takes the lead on that 5-yard touchdown to Griffin. And it looks like we'll get a 7 on your bingo cards after all.
The previous play is under review.
Well, now they're going to review that in St. Louis. Looks good from here. Let's go to Fresno, where San Diego is across the 40-yard line of the Bobcats with 5:55 to go in the first half. Holdorf again on play action, and again a block is missed. Bennett with the sack, a loss of 7 yards. Penalty on Roosevelt Nixon of Salt Lake jumping offside. That's going to make it a more manageable first down for Phoenix. The extra point is good for St. Louis. 9-play, 45-yard drive. The Rivermen take a 7-3 lead over the Huskies with 5:50 to go in the first half. Joe Tillo's got a first down and 5 for Phoenix at midfield. And Manderson doesn't get much. Price on his 7th carry of the first half will set up a 3rd down and 14 for San Diego, but that's how the last drive ended for the Wildcats. On a 3rd down and long, they were unable to convert following a Fresno sack. Holdorf, 3rd and long. Fires it past the sticks. First down to the Fresno 24-yard line. Just Holdorf's 2nd completion of the first half. And that one again going to Sir Jefferson, the unclaimed wide receiver 2. Rochelle Johnson leads this receiving corps but has been quiet so far. "40 of you watching game night right now. We appreciate your viewership as always.
Got it.
Jesse, they are +5. +5 for all tiers for bingo. Although on select nights, that could change. You know, we like to mix it up some. Joe Tillo throws an incomplete pass there. We'll set up a 4th down and 6, and it looks like Salt Lake is going to get the stop. That was Rico with the pass deflection. San Diego is inside the red zone down to the Fresno 12. Already 3:38 to go in the first half in that game. That's another catch for Sir Jefferson. Emmanuel Blackman back to work for the Portland offense. That picks up 14, and Blackman is 10 for 10 for 67 yards to start the contest. Handoff Payne Price inside the 10-yard line, and it takes 3 different Bobcats to bring him down at the 6. Blackman will fire it outside to the 45-yard line, picking up 4. 11 for 11 for the Portland quarterback. Handoff, Price. Looked like a sure thing, but he is doubled up at the 2. It's actually going to be a 3rd down and inches. Chris Allure looking for a lane. And almost got the 1st down. Blackman trying to keep that perfect streak alive. And he does, down to the St. Louis 33-yard line, 12 of 12 for Emmanuel Blackman. 3rd down, what a nasty hit. Fresno in the backfield, lost 4 yards. Marco Banks, Jay Carter wide open. Noah Neely. Carter has 3 completions for 114 yards in the first half. Another 1st down for the Hornets at the Phoenix 30-yard line. And it doesn't get more wide open than that. San Diego's going to have to kick a field goal from 22 yards out. There goes Portland, 33 yards out. Touchdown, Teray Wright. Wright with the Portland touchdown. And just like that, the Huskies are back on top. What a beautiful run from Wright, untouched. No one got to him from the Riverman defense, and now we go back to Salt Lake where the Hornets are in the red zone. So a 33-yard touchdown for Portland. A 22-yard field goal for San Diego. That game is all knotted up at 3, and the extra point is good for Portland, and they now lead 10-7. First down for Salt Lake. Chris Allure stopped in the backfield, only 14 yards on 6 carries. For Allure, Phoenix's run defense has been good, but their pass defense has been pretty leaky. Second down and 10 on the 20. Chris Allure taking the handoff inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Fresno also moves the sticks in the 2-minute offense. Larry Randolph, 9 of 10 for 78 yards. And don't forget, Emmanuel Blackman is still perfect. Coming up in prime time tonight, we got a big one. East versus West. Nice play down the sideline for Fresno. Randolph's out over 100 yards. That is Antoine Hurd, the unclaimed tight end, with the catch. But coming up, it's 7-2 Vegas. It's 7-2 Miami. 2 of the best teams in the league. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent on that call. As Chris Allure is stopped around the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and goal coming up for Salt Lake. That is a monster game here in primetime. I thought the primetime voting was actually going to be a lot closer this week, but Vegas and Miami dominating. It'll be interesting to see who gets the primetime vote on Sunday. There's not really a clear front runner as Randolph's pass is incomplete. Carter going to the end zone. Touchdown from 7 yards out. Adam West with the score. And the Hornets have opened it up 12-3 over the Skyhawks right now. Larry Randolph completes that one over the middle. It's going to be 3rd down for Fresno. 3rd down and 1. McCray's 10th carry nets St. Louis a 1st down as they approach the 2-minute warning. Fresno has all 3 timeouts. They're trying to get points before the half. The extra point is good for Salt Lake, and it is 13-3. Our first 2-possession lead by any team here tonight on game night. Let's go to Fresno, where the Bobcats are in scoring position in a 3-3 game just before the end of the half. That pass from Randolph is complete to Javon Muhammad, unclaimed wide receiver 3, 12 of 14 for the Bobcats. That's Muhammad's 3rd catch for 28 yards, and Fresno is back in the red zone. They have 3 timeouts left, but they're choosing not to use them because they are so close to scoring position. Vertical bingo only tonight here on game night, but prime time, any bingo wins. St. Louis will now be in the 2-minute offense, and Fresno's going to call a timeout with 20 seconds left. They do not want San Diego to have another crack at this before the end of the first half. That's why you saw them tick it down maybe a little bit longer than usual. Part of our AI adjustments, recoded game here in the UFL. That's the 7th pass of the night for St. Louis. It falls incomplete. They're going to have to punt. Randolph, first down and 10 in the red zone. Over the middle, down to the 14. Timeout Bobcats. So they've really got to get it into the end zone here or out of bounds. Otherwise, the Bobcats are going to have to settle for a field goal. They tried to, St. Louis did, get that out to Junior McCray, but a nice hit by unclaimed corner Shalon Booker. The Rivermen will have to punt it away, and it'll be Portland in the 2-minute offense coming up.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
2nd and 3 for Randolph. Randolph going to the end zone. The pass is caught for a touchdown. A 14-yard strike, and that certainly changes things in California. The Bobcats take the lead just before the half. A perfectly executed 2-minute drive as Andy Sands gets Joe Tillo's 11th completion of the night. That touchdown went to Antoine Hurd. Emmanuel Blackman, still perfect. 13 of 13 for 95 yards as his first pass of this drive is complete. The Fresno Bobcats 7-play, 76-yard drive at 1 minute and 47 seconds left. Takes almost all the time off the clock in the first half and takes a 10-6 lead, likely into halftime. Blackman again, 14 of 14. That's to unclaimed tight end A.J. Price. Emmanuel Blackman in this Portland Husky offense on a tear recently. They beat El Paso 38-14 just last Thursday night. Beat Florida 27-9. And a couple games before that, beat Montana 28-14. They hold the UFL record for most points scored in a game. They had 56 against Washington back in February. Blackman, can he stay perfect? He is going all the way. Blackman to the end zone. The pass is incomplete and almost intercepted, and there's his first incomplete pass. Man, if that one would have been caught, that would have been a cherry on top as Portland trying to get some points on the board before the half. So is Phoenix, down to 3 minutes to go in the first half. 3rd down and 9. Tillo's going to run a draw to Manderson. That comes up well short. Timeout Huskies there first. 4th and 4 for Phoenix. I think that's outside of the realm of going for it. They'll probably just punt it away. San Diego can't get anything before the half. Holdorf 4 for 8 passing in the first half, but it's the Fresno Bobcats who have a 10-3 lead at the break. Phoenix is going to try a 57-yard field goal to make it 13-6. It had the distance. It's missed wide left. Wow, that's a heartbreaker for Phoenix. I mean, that was a rocketed field goal attempt. If it was on target, definitely would have made this a one-score game, but instead Salt Lake takes over with good field position and a 10-point advantage. Phoenix, in their losses, their offense has really struggled. 13, 10, and 10. But in their wins, 40, 27, 41, 20, and 28. Blackman into the red zone for Portland. And I think the clock is going to run all the way down. They're going to get a field goal attempt out of this. So let's go back to Salt Lake, where the Hornets now have the ball on Phoenix's 46-yard line as they approach the 2-minute warning, and they just got there.
Go. Go.
So Portland able to get something out of this final drive inside of 2 minutes to try to go up 13-7 on the Rivermen. I wasn't quite sure coming into this game if Portland, who had been playing well, although against inferior competition, would be able to hang with St. Louis today, but they have held their own. Portland has 5 wins over teams with a losing record. They have not beaten a team with a winning record, and they could do so today as you get Payne Price's updated numbers, and Portland going to take a 13-7 lead into the break, barring a kick return. That was a 33-yard field goal for Portland, unfortunately already off the board. here on game night.
Let's go now.
Salt Lake's got a first down at the Phoenix 36-yard line. Up 13-3. Oh, it's picked off! What a play by Watts on the sideline. Unclaimed corner, Adam Watts flies out of nowhere. Oh, one-handed it on the sideline. And boy, that second foot looked out of bounds unless he had possession with the first foot not tapped. That's a close one on the sideline. It does not look like Salt Lake's going to challenge. That is a monster forced turnover for Phoenix. This is the final game in the first half of play right now as Fresno and San Diego have started the third quarter. Holdorf swings it near side over to Price. That'll set it. Oh, no, that was third down. So San Diego comes up empty again. They're going to have to punt it away. Joe Tillo's pass caught at the 27-yard line. Third down and 3 for Phoenix. I believe Andy Sands with that last grab. He's got 44 yards on 3 catches. No huddle for Phoenix and all 3 timeouts. They trail by 10. Joe Tillo's pass is intercepted. DeQuavius Locke has done it again. All the way inside the red zone down to the 18-yard line. And maybe in that instance, the ball don't lie. Locke has a first down into the red zone on interception number 5 this season that ties Aaron Willis for the team lead. 3 behind the league leader, Rain Rie, at 8 for the season. Locke takes that one away from Sands. Salt Lake, the 3rd best pass defense in terms of efficiency. 13 interceptions, just 6 passing touchdowns allowed this season. So Jay Carter back to work. He will check that down to about the 15-yard line. Koizumi with the her 5th completion of the day, a 21-yard pickup to Haggins. First down for St. Louis as they begin the second half. Antoine Hurd already up to 5 grabs at the tight end spot for Fresno, protecting a 10-3 lead. That pass going to Adam West, almost had it. Colin Northrup with a little podcast, Lamas Brown, his newest guest. That's a great podcast. You guys should give that a listen if you've never done so. Koizumi's got a first down and pushing the pile all the way down to the 41-yard line. Phoenix calls a timeout because it is 4th and 1 for Salt Lake with 54 seconds to go. Do the Hornets go for it on the 8-yard line? And yes, they are. 4th and 1 at the 8. Handoff. No, we didn't get it. Phoenix with the stop. They hand it off to Hopkins. Oh, there goes Junior McCray. What a play. Touchdown, St. Louis. How about McCray's impact on this game? I got to get another look at that. I don't know how he broke through the middle of all of that traffic. And how about the Hornets? They go away from Chris Allure on the 4th down and 1. Phoenix gets another monster defensive stop. Cardiac Squid almost did a somersault. 56 yards, 11 carries for Fresno. They have a first down to the San Diego 39-yard line. And now Joe Tillo backed up in his own territory, trying to make something happen for Phoenix. Still trailing 13-3. A lot of defensive action in Utah right now. All right, we got to get a number on that Junior McCray touchdown run. That was one of the best runs of the season. 41 yards for McCray. Unfortunately, that number already called and off the board. Anthony Strangio watching this on his TV. That's the best way to do this. As Sands gets it up the 27-yard line. There goes Cardiac Squid for a touchdown. No, check that. That is for the change of pace back Saint for the Bobcats. So it's not Payne Price, it's not Cardiac Squid with the first rushing touchdown of the day in California. It's Rayshawn Saint with the score. A surprise addition to the box score for Fresno. That one goes for 33, and that is also a duplicate number here this afternoon. The Bobcats up 17-3. A shocker developing in California right now. I don't know how San Diego lets the backup get free like that. Another sack on Joe Tillo for Salt Lake's defense. Skyhawks looking for anything to go their way offensively, but it's 2nd and 23. They're backed up deep in their own territory, so they're not doing much with this. Just a little delayed handoff to Manderson, and that is the end of the first half. The Hornets have a 10-point lead. Portland on 3rd down and 6. They are short. Third tackle by the other Clements on this Riverman roster. .547 to go in the third quarter in Fresno, and San Diego, the leader of the Pacific Division, down 17-3 on the road. St. Louis leading Portland 14-13 thanks to Junior McCrae's monster run. Oh, what a punt! Oh, it hit St. Louis, and Portland recovers. It hit the returner in the back. Unbelievable play. Watch this, the ball bounces backwards. It hits the returner for St. Louis in the back, and Portland recovers. That is a Riverman turnover. Wicked backspin on the Portland punt. And just like that, the Huskies are in the red zone. And down to the 6-yard line. Dwayne Knight with a 7-yard run. There goes Payne Price up to midfield for San Diego as they try to get back in this thing. Blackman back to work. 2nd down and 3 for Portland. Handoff goes to Teray Wright down to the 1-yard line. Salt Lake protecting a 13-3 advantage, and Carter is sacked way back at the 7-yard line. That's another Saint making a play. Devarius Saint for Phoenix from the 1. Right, touchdown Portland. They take advantage of the special teams gaffe. It's the Huskies back on top. What an exciting game in St. Louis. Probably been overall the best game of game night thus far. And let's see if they go for 2. Another end around here for San Diego on 2nd and short, but it's actually Rochelle Johnson that's going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss. They've been all over Johnson today. Blackman lost the ball, and it's picked up by St. Louis. That was a 2-point try for Portland, and it looked like Dynamite McCrae, watch him coming in on a safety blitz, obliterates Emmanuel Blackman in the backfield, and Portland does not get the 2. And it's an interception for Phoenix down the sideline for a touchdown. The Skyhawks right back in the ball game. Adam Watts, 2nd interception of the game, and this is a pick 6 from 23 yards out. Stepping right in front of the intended receiver, Alexander West, who's been a little quiet today. Phoenix's defense gets the Skyhawks right back in the football game. Extra point is good for the Skyhawks. It's 13-10 with 11:09 to go in the third. St. Louis down 19-14 with the football back on their own 23. And Fresno with the football back up 17-3. Koizumi on the first play of the drive. That pass is complete. Let's pause for league rights. We will be right back.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Third down and 1 for St. Louis, down 19-14, 7:15 to go in the third quarter.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Cardiac squid is loose. Another first down, Fresno. They were pinned deep in their own territory. Koizumi on a third down and 1, going to hand it right off to Junior McCray. Another first down for St. Louis. McCray, 86 yards on 12 carries and a touchdown so far today. Jay Carter, an up and down day, 8 receptions or 8 completions for a whopping 151 yards, but he has 2 picks. And again, the #1 record in the UFL, in a bit of trouble, but they do have a 3-point lead. Handoff, Squid again, 80 yards on 14 carries. One is off the board, and good call, Nate. 19 is off the board as well after the 2-point conversion failed. And that was almost intercepted. Really nice coverage there from San Diego's Zach Cobb getting into the passing lane. Ron Haynes is yelling bingo, but I need your card ID number, sir, to confirm that. Third down and 2 for Fresno. Randolph dropping to throw. That pass is complete. Another first down for the Bobcats. Jay Carter on a third down and 12. Gonna take off and run, try to get there himself. He got there, first down. The first run of the day for Jay Carter. And it goes for 16 yards and a first for Salt Lake. McCray another carry. He's 1 yard away from 100. Third down and 2 with under 5 to go in the third quarter. ID card number 4 for Ron. Having some issues with our confirmation page. Bear with me. Chris Allure going to take that handoff for Salt Lake. It'll bring up second down. Allure's been bottled up pretty nicely. Good job by Phoenix's defense, who has their lone touchdown of the day. Under 9 to go in the third quarter there. Almost into the fourth quarter in California. Junior McCray, nope, check that. That is Clements with his third carry. And look at the Bobcats. They are in the red zone. Larry Randolph, 20 of 23 passing. And now he's hitting receivers who have not even had a target so far today. Tate with the catch. Carter, deep shot down the field, looking for Alexander West, and it is knocked out of his hands. Third down and 16 for Salt Lake. McCray on another carry, 101 yards on 15 touches now for Junior, as St. Louis is driving down 5. Randolph down to the 4-yard line. First down, Fresno. Just 3 incompletions for Randolph. He's unclaimed, by the way, as Carter is going to take a sack on third down and long. Second sack of the day for Saint. And the Phoenix defense steps up once again. They'll force a punt. So our confirmation, Hugo's not working right now. If you could screenshot your card, Mr. Haynes, and put it in the UFL Bingo channel, then I can confirm that for you. The handoff goes to Cardiac Squid. Touchdown, Fresno. Oh, wicked bounce back for Salt Lake. They get that ball down to the 8-yard line. That from 4 yards away. This is unbelievable. The Fresno Bobcats have opened up a 23-3 lead over San Diego, who is 7-2 this season, and one of their losses came in week 1 against Vegas. They have not lost since April the 9th when they got blown out by Salt Lake, 41-17. This is a 50-yard field goal for St. Louis. That is good. (19-17) is the score in Missouri. Down to a 2-point game. San Diego is going to be in no huddle pretty much the entire fourth quarter, which means that Payne Price might not be a huge factor in this game. 24-3 Bobcats.
90 Wolf.
Fresno has beaten some pretty good teams like Los Angeles, as Phoenix is up to their own 25-yard line. Fresno's beaten Los Angeles this season 21-17. They beat Portland 31-14, and we see that they're holding their own today against St. Louis. But to be up 24-3 on the Wildcats is a pretty big surprise. Chris Andrews down the sideline gets 19 yards. A well-executed screen to the outside there for the Skyhawks. Second catch of the day for Andrews. Teray Wright in the open field. Gets 11 for the Huskies. 96 yards on 15 carries for Teray Wright, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. Portland's up to 254 yards of offense. Second and 10 for San Diego. They have got to get moving down the... Oh, that was almost caught off the deflection, and that would have gone for a touchdown. Now it's 3rd and 10 Wildcats. This is desperate times for San Diego. Fresno all over him today. Deep shot is caught. Wow, 18-yard pickup. That was a monster play for San Diego to hang around in this game. That's Wood's first catch. Rochelle Johnson still does not have a catch today for the Wildcats. Holdorf going to take off and run and get sacked. That is Banks on the takedown, a loss of 8 yards. Meanwhile, Portland, as we near the end of the third quarter in Missouri, up 19-17 on the Rivermen. Blackman's pass is complete down to the St. Louis 34-yard line. And San Diego down the sideline has a first down and more. Past the 30, big play down to the Fresno 29-yard line. That pass caught by a different McCray. That goes for 34 yards, not a junior McCray or a dynamite McCray, no relation. Bobby Conley with a catch for Portland. Holdorf checks it down. San Diego is close to the red zone here. They've only taken a minute and a half off the clock. Blackman is driving. He's got Portland near the red zone. San Diego, 2nd and 4 at the Fresno 24. Holdorf has a first down. San Diego in the red zone. Phoenix has to punt after Salt Lake gets another stop. Protecting a 13-10 lead in a very defensive ball game in Utah. No huddle for San Diego. First down at the Fresno 18-yard line. Holdorf firing that. Dangerous ball to the sideline and double coverage incomplete. Holdorf now 9 of 17. End of the third quarter in St. Louis. 19-17 Portland. Chris Allure, nice juke. ×2. Up to the 46-yard line, a pickup of 16 yards. That's his best run of the day, no question. Handoff to Payne Price as that throw to the end zone from Blackman is incomplete. That is his second incomplete pass tonight, 21 of 23. 3rd down and 5 coming up for San Diego. 9:40 to go in the 4th quarter. Holdorf, pressure picked up, takes off and runs. Holdorf down to the 3, but they're still not in the end zone. Portland is in the red zone on a 1st down and 10 down to the 10-yard line, up by 2.
Faster!
Holdorf, 9:15 on the clock, into the end zone, knocked away, incomplete. Pitch play to Ray Wright, nothing doing. Loss of 2 yards. The Rivermen all over that one. That is unclaimed corner Devon Palmer. 2nd and goal, San Diego. Give it to the big fella, Payne Price, touchdown from 3 yards out. And tonight's game night has been brutal to the Yugo players, just 20 called numbers. We have had a ton of duplicates, but how about San Diego's response? Down 24-3, they get down the field in a few minutes, and they make this game interesting again. Ray Wright from 12 yards out, no one was even near him. The Portland Huskies up 8. Every time St. Louis responds with something, that was a 12-play, 73-yard drive for San Diego in just 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And the no huddle starting the 4th quarter pays off for the Wildcats. They're right back in this thing with 9:11 to play. 10:43 to play in St. Louis. And the Huskies, with this extra point, just went up by 9 points, 26-17. We have Salt Lake in the red zone at the Phoenix 19-yard line, coming up on the end of the 3rd quarter there. Going back to Ron's vertical bingo, that is confirmed. And Jesse Fritz has the screenshot of his card, number 13. Look at Larry Randolph's numbers, 21 of 24, 1 touchdown, no picks. Noah Neely on a 3rd down and 2. Ended up losing a yard. What a stop by Phoenix. That's Hernandez. Now, can San Diego get cardiac squid and the Bobcats off the field? 93 yards on 17 carries for Squid, under 9 to play. Field goal time for Salt Lake. This is from 37 yards out. And the kick is good. (16-10) Salt Lake in a razor-tight game in Utah. 8 minutes to play in California. Cardiac Squid takes the handoff and almost got the 1st down again. He's over 100 yards. Karen Koizumi has her Rivermen down by 9 with 10 minutes to go. And a big 3rd down and 4 coming up there. $2 super chat from Anthony Stringio. Am I saying that right? What's your finals prediction? It's interesting. It's funny that you say that because UFL co-founder CJ Zilligan asked me that last night on the phone in our weekly conference call as Koizumi converts the 1st down. And I told him that San Diego and Miami felt like the 2 most complete squads so far this season. But San Diego is down by 14 right now. So it just goes to show you, I mean, you just never know. Salt Lake is obviously the best record in the league right now, so you can't fault them. They are protecting a 6-point lead, but they barely beat Denver last week. It's going to be 3rd down for Fresno. Koizumi's going to take off and run and get down to the 45-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain. 5 carries for 46 yards for Karen. St. Louis down by 2 scores with 9:12 to go. King Manderson is free for Phoenix down to the 47-yard line. Oh, San Diego just got a pick. San Diego with an interception, taking it all the way back. It is a one-score game in Fresno.
Let's go, baby. Pick 6 all day. Don't throw my side.
That pass was intercepted. Wow, deep down the charts. That is Elijah Palmer, actually the CB2. Elijah Palmer with the interception. That gets your 50+ off your Yugo cards. End of the third quarter in Salt Lake. Anthony, how do you say it? I would love to know so I don't get it wrong again. Koizumi looking for a block up to the Portland 38-yard line. St. Louis and San Diego still fighting hard. Can you believe it? The Wildcats, 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes after no touchdowns in the first 36 minutes of action. And Larry Randolph, who started so hot, throws a very costly interception, and Fresno could be in trouble. Fourth quarter in Salt Lake as Phoenix is near a first down. 3rd down and 2. All 3 games would be one-score games if St. Louis can get something going down into the red zone. Koizumi's 10 of 15 for 104 yards. And a deep shot on 3rd down and 2 for Phoenix. Tillo just off the mark. We'll see if the Skyhawks elect to go for it. Fresno with 6:03 to go. They got to respond. Strangeo? Is that correct, Anthony? The Phoenix elects to punt as Clements gets a carry, is 4th. Down to the 12. You see Carter's updated numbers, just completing 50% of his passes. By the way, 16 is off the board as well. Handoff to McCray, 17th carry. They're going to give St. Louis a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. 232 to 211. Salt Lake leads in total yards with 10 minutes to go in that game. Under 6 to play in California and Missouri. Handoff to McCray. Down to the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal, St. Louis. Strangio. Okay, Eric, I see you. Jesse Long, I see you DM'd it to me. Can you post it in the bingo channel? That pass is complete, 6 yards out. That's Haggins with the catch, and St. Louis scores a touchdown. They're down just 3 with 5:29 to play. What an answer. Good route from Haggins. 3rd and inches for Fresno, and Cardiac Squid just did get the 1st down on his 23rd carry. Jay Carter deep down the field, had a man open and missed him. 12 play, 74-yard drive for St. Louis. And Jesse, I've got your confirmation.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
11 has not been called. Deep ball again for Carter is knocked away. Carter's just 9 of 21. And Phoenix's defense stands up again. The Hornets will have to punt. Second and 8, under 4 to play. This has the least amount of time remaining. San Diego needs a stop. They've got back-to-back touchdowns. Phoenix is going to get the ball on the 14-yard line, down 6. Portland will have the ball up 2 And Fresno has the ball up 7. Randolph gets punished as he throws, and it's caught at the 24. Timeout, San Diego. That was one of the best throws of the season. Larry Randolph unclaimed. Had a defender barreling down on top of him. Still made the play. How about Joe Malone with the 4th sack of the day for Salt Lake, and Phoenix going backwards again. With 9 minutes to play in that one, Tillo almost lost the football. Another game, don't look now, but another game where Phoenix has just 10 offensive points. Randolph still throwing. Dangerous ball. I thought that had a chance of being intercepted. San Diego burns their second timeout. They got to get off the field. Joe Tillo, 2nd and 17. That one just goes into the dirt. Blackman's pass, caught by Wright. Not much there. St. Louis needs a stop.
Right there, 56. Let's go, D.
San Diego down to 0 timeouts. 3rd and 17. Tillo, deep in his own territory, just takes the check down and lives to fight another day. Another stop in this Salt Lake Phoenix game that has been deadlocked at 16-10, just one offensive touchdown. 3rd and 10 for Portland. 3rd and 7 for Fresno. Blackman's pass is caught. 1st down. Fresno's pass is caught. 1st down. 418 yards of offense for the Fresno Bobcats. And with no timeouts for San Diego, the win streak for the Wildcats is in jeopardy. Opening the door for Vegas, who has a very difficult game at Miami tonight to try to get into 2nd place in the West. They could be in a tie for 1st if Phoenix can come back and win. If San Diego does not get a stop here, 1st and goal. Randolph's throwing for it, and it's caught for a touchdown. Fresno showing no mercy against their California rivals as the Bobcats look to get to 6 and 4. 2nd and 5 for Portland, and St. Louis gets the stop 1 yard away from the sticks. Jay Carter back to throw. 3rd and 9, gets sacked. And the extra point is good for Fresno. That's a 31 off the board. It's going to be 4th down. Salt Lake's got a punt again. Feels like that's all the second half has been since the pick 6 for Phoenix. 3rd down and 1 for Portland. Got the 1st down. And St. Louis is now burning timeouts. The Rivermen in trouble. Portland looking for their first win against a team with a winning record. That touchdown pass for Fresno was from 3 yards out, but 31 comes off the board. Handoff to Teray Wright, doesn't get much. St. Louis is out of timeouts now. They do have the 2-minute warning. The stop has to come pretty soon. How about Fresno answering back-to-back San Diego touchdowns with a touchdown drive of their own, and now San Diego down 2 scores with no timeouts, 1:57 to go. Phoenix has the football. Down 6, and Sands on the sideline has the Skyhawks into Salt Lake territory. 2nd down 11. Blackman's pass is complete. Portland takes a risk throwing it there, but it is complete. A 4-yard pickup. 3rd down and 7 on the other side of the 2-minute warning. This is it for St. Louis. Zach Holdorf's going to chuck it deep on 1st and 10. It is incomplete. That one underthrown. 6:15 to go, 1:15 to go in Hugo here on game night. Screen pass. Tillo trying to set that up to Manderson and nothing doing there. 2nd and 10 for Phoenix. Defenses continue to reign supreme in Utah. 3rd down and 7 for Portland. The pass is incomplete, and St. Louis gets the stop. Another screen for Phoenix. What is going on with this screen game? The Skyhawks offense, just a mess. Holdorf in no huddle. Gets it over to Payne Price for the 1st down. Portland has to punt. This punt is going to go into the end zone. St. Louis needs a field goal. They have no timeouts at their own 20. And the irony here is, if you remember, Portland had no timeouts against Cincinnati. They trailed by 2 and needed a field goal. They botched that situation and did not get it. St. Louis hoping that they do not end up in the same fate. Karen Koizumi starts the drive with a 6-yard pass, but the feet ruled inbounds by Homer J, so the clock will continue to move. No huddle for St. Louis. Holdorf deep down the sideline. That is incomplete. Koizumi, 1st down. That's Bobby Green down the sideline. Portland trying to punch it out, but getting to the 46-yard line. Just the 13th completion of the day for Koizumi in this passing offense. Salt Lake under 6 to play. They're going backwards again. No one can do anything in Utah. Perrin's pass caught at the Portland 47-yard line. You know, St. Louis is not that far away. They just need a field goal to win it. 3rd and 10 for San Diego, 1:15 to go. Taking too much time. Deep shot is too deep, 4th down there. 2nd and 3. Koizumi's pass incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 3. 2nd down and 12 for, you see the target line there for St. Louis, the 42-yard line. 3rd and 8 for Salt Lake. 5:15 to go in the 4th quarter. And this clock is going under 5 minutes, and that is closes Yugo here on this game night. Clear your cards and get ready for bingo on prime time. 4th down and 10 for San Diego. They convert for the 1st down. That pass is caught. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! St. Louis! Homer J down to the 32-yard line on a deflection. No way did that just happen! But St. Louis has no timeouts. 20 seconds left. Koizumi deep, and is caught in the red zone down to the 17-yard line. And with no timeouts, St. Louis, I think you got to kick it here. This is what Portland did not do earlier this season, and the logic has been fixed. The Rivermen from 34 yards away, they have taken the lead. Are you kidding me? A catch deflection for Homer J helps St. Louis get into scoring position and takes the lead in the final seconds of the ball game. That is UFL football at its finest, folks. 2 minutes left to go. Oh, Fresno just got an interception. That game is over. 2 minutes to go, no timeouts. St. Louis needs a field goal. Flawless execution. And Portland loses another heartbreaker unless they can get something going with 14 seconds to play.
On the set.
Here we go. Tight end left. Hit it. Check.
We have no huddle for Phoenix. With 3:30 to go, they trail by 6. The offense has not scored a touchdown today and has not scored since their opening possession of the ball game. Blackman throws a dud, probably his worst throw of the day. Into the turf. Look at Phoenix wide open down to the 26-yard line of Salt Lake. That is Chris Andrews standing all alone. 3:05 to go in Phoenix. 7 seconds left in Portland. Down 27-26. They've led basically the whole game. Blackman's just got to chuck it deep and pray. This pass is tipped up in the air and incomplete. St. Louis, an unbelievable victory. Thanks in part to a crazy bouncing ball that will help the Rivermen to 7-3, dropping the Huskies to 5-5. That is about as wild of a finish and as near perfection of a finish as you can possibly have in a football game. Man, St. Louis needed that one. You see the final numbers for Fresno, averaging 7 yards a play against San Diego, an extremely impressive victory. As Tillo is sacked on 4th down. So now it's 4th down and 16 for Phoenix. And this is it for Salt Lake. Neely, or for Phoenix rather, Neely was in the vicinity there. 199 yards of rushing for St. Louis. They wanted to make Junior McCray more of a priority, and they certainly did that today. 2-minute warning for Phoenix, 4th and 16. $2 super chat from Takeda Yuki. Game over. Thank you, Jay. Talking about Homer J. Unreal. 4th down and 16 for Phoenix. 2 minutes left. Deep shot for Joe Tillo, and it is too deep. He didn't even give his receiver a chance. Wow. Phoenix's last 2 losses, 17-10 to Austin, 15-10 to Los Angeles, and they might lose this game 16-10. Phoenix's offense needs some work. So now 1:56 left in the ball game in Salt Lake, and all the Hornets have to do is run the clock out. Phoenix calls a timeout, they're first. Coming up on primetime, it is the 7-2 Vegas Devils, the 7-2 Miami Pirates. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent standing by with that call from Florida. And that one should be an awesome game between 2 heavyweights. So far, the heavyweight battles here on a UFL Thursday night have delivered. I cannot believe Homer J made that catch. Chris Soler's got a first down for Salt Lake. 1 timeout for Phoenix. It's not looking good.
Let's go now. 15 Lonnie. Let's go defense. Our time. It's our time.
Not looking good for Phoenix. Carter's going to go play action. Carter's got the completion of the sideline, but it stops the clock. 2nd and 4. Salt Lake just trying to put the game away right then and there, but it didn't even get the first down. That was not well executed from Salt Lake.
Watch the boot.
2nd down and 4. They'll hand it off to Allure. Allure is not going to get the first down, so Phoenix is out of timeouts. 3rd down and 2 for Salt Lake. 16-10 in a defensive battle in Utah. So here we go. Phoenix has a chance if they get a stop right here. Play fake Carter. And Carter's pass is caught by the big man. Number 78. The 3rd tight end eligible on the roster. Backup offensive tackle, Jatayshawn Bailey, the big man. Salt Lake is in their bag right now, and they are going to move to 9-1.
Here we go.
What?
90. Wolf.
Exit.
This Hornet team is a team of destiny right now.
Go.
Salt Lake only has 2 tight ends on the roster. And so they have to put a backup offensive lineman in when they have 3 tight ends. And that was Jatayshawn Bailey, 6'5", 314 pounds, sealing the game for Salt Lake. That's how you close out game night, folks. Unbelievable. You can see Phoenix and Salt Lake's final stats on their individual live stream in the videos section of VFN or later this week on the website at UFL.football. Cue the outro. Your final scores tonight. Fresno upsets San Diego 31-17 in a battle of the Cats, and the Pacific Division just got a whole lot more tighter. St. Louis wins on a game-winning field goal in dramatic fashion, 27-26 over the Portland Huskies, who are still looking for that first win over a team with a winning record. St. Louis putting the pressure on Dallas at the top of the division once again. And Salt Lake, in a defensive war, holds on to beat Phoenix 16-10, thanks in part to the backup right tackle, Jatayshawn Bailey, with one of the best catches of the season. Oh my goodness. Salt Lake does it again and improves to 9-1. Phoenix searching for answers at 6-4, their 3rd straight loss, scoring just 10 points. UFL Primetime's coming up next. It's a doozy. Vegas and Miami coming your way from Florida. Eric Vincent and Tyler Falk on the call. For all of us at VFN Studios, I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine saying good night. Thanks for being here, playing along, watching along, and enjoying the UFL's inaugural season. We'll see you back here very soon, right here on VFN.